This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so she will go through the recording, no problem. Okay, that is today's session. Okay, so we have one more topic is left before going to step into this for now sessions here. What is the topic here? MMPP integration. MM and PP integration. Okay, so what is the purpose of this MMPP integration? We need to understand. So generally, in the stores, I have a lot of materials. Okay, so I have some raw materials, finished materials, semi-finished materials, spare parts, packing material, a number of materials will be. Okay. So generally for production purpose, what are the materials is required? So if MMPP settings is not maintained in the system, the user will go inside the stores or warehouse. You need to check manually how much stock is there, how much deficit. But it's a very hard job to the user to check manually these many number of materials every time going to access the material. It is very difficult because not only hundred thousands of materials to check manually what is the how much stock is there, how much stock is required, what is the deficit and all. To overcome this, so here if you go with the MMPP integration, so whenever the user runs the MRP, the system automatically give you procurement and production proposal. The system will give you procurement proposal as well as production proposal. So this MMPP integration, so we have three. One is the first one is master production schedules. The first one is master production schedules. The second one is MRP, material requirement planning. The first one is master production schedules. The second one is MRP. This is material requirement planning. Third one is CBP. What is CBP? CBP means consumption based planning. So here, what is the purpose of the MRP? Okay, so what is the purpose of the MMPP integration? If MMPP integration is not there, always the user need to check the manually. So what are the materials are available? So always you need to check. It is a very hard job to the user. If you maintain MMPP settings here, the user no need to check manually. Okay, so when you run the MRP, the system will give you automatically your procurement and production proposal. So for this, basically we have three. Okay, one is MPS. MPS means master production schedules. MRP means material requirement planning. CBP means consumption based planning. The CBP means consumption based planning. So these master production schedules, this master production schedules, okay, will be handled by the purely production people. You don't need to involve in the master production schedules. This MRP means material require planning. Material requirement planning also will be handled by the purely production people here. Now third one is consumption based planning here. Okay, the third one is consumption based planning. This consumption based planning will be involved. So this the area MM people will involve with the production people, but 80 to 90% configuration steps will be done by the consumption based planning will be done by the purely production people. But we should have an idea about the consumption based planning. So we'll done all the config steps. The config steps will be done by the production people. Okay, this is about MMPP integration. Now tell me what is the navigation path. So go to login pad. Again go to login. Okay, enter your user ID and password. So go to SPRO, navigation path SPRO, SAP reference IMG, SPRO, SAP reference IMG. Come to materials management. Where I need to go? I need to go to materials management. In materials management, you need to go to consumption based planning. In materials management, where I need to go? I need to go to consumption based planning. So SPRO, SAP Materials Materials Management. In materials management, where I need to go? I need to go to consumption based planning. If I go to consumption based planning, all these settings. Okay, so we need to understand first one plant parameters, second one is MRP group, third one is number ranges, master data, planning and procurement purpose. Okay. Now, before that, actually, this consumption based planning is also, so again it will be going to divide into three parts here. One is a reorder point. The consumption based planning is again is going to divide into reorder point planning, consumption based planning is going to divide into reorder point planning. Okay, so reorder point planning. The second one is forecast based planning. Okay. Second one is what? Forecast based planning. Second one is forecast based planning. Third one is a time phase. Third one is what? Time phase planning. Okay. So here time phase planning here, forecast based planning. Okay. Again, this reorder point planning is going to divide into two types here. Okay, so that is one manual reorder point planning. First one is what here? Okay, the first one is a manual reorder point planning. First one is what here? Manual. Manual. The second one is, what is the second one here? The second one is okay, so here you can write first and second one here. Okay. Okay, so write down the second one, automatic. Automatic. So first one is manual. Okay, second one is automatic reorder. So the CBP is going to divide into three types here: consumption based planning, okay, reorder point planning, manual reorder planning. And second one is the automatic reorder point planning. Okay. So mostly in every company, 99% will use only reorder point. That also automatic reorder. Okay, so most of the time reorder point planning only. That too automatic reorder. The second one is forecast. Very few 1 or 2% of industries, but we need to understand it. So what are the settings you need to do, and what are the settings will be done by the PP people, and what are the settings need to be done by the MM. But 90% of all the config steps will be done by the production people. Okay, so let us run the scenario. So before that, first of all, so we need to observe. So whenever, okay, so you can write a note here. So whenever you run the MRP, whether MPS or MRP and CBP, so whenever the user runs the MRP, the system initially created a planned order. System, what exactly the system will create a planned order. So whenever the user runs the MRP, what the system will create? The system will create a planned order. Okay. So either the planned order will be converted into purchase requisition. Planned order will be converted into purchase requisition. Or plant order will be converted into production. Now, whenever the user runs the MRP, initially the system will create a plant order. The plant order is having two directions. Either the plant order will be converted into purchase requisition, or plant order will be converted into production order. Anyone. So now you need to write down. So whenever the user runs the MRP, okay, so the system will create a plant order. The plant order will have two directions. Either it will create a purchase requisition, or it will create a production order. Which type of materials the system will create plant order will be converted to purchase requisition? What are the external procurement materials? So which materials we are procuring externally? For those materials, the purchase requisition will be created. Which materials? In-house production materials. So the plant order once it is created, what the materials which I am using in-house production. So for in-house production materials, the system will create a production order. Okay, the plant order is in two directions: purchase requisition, production order. If it is external procurement materials, the system will create purchase requisition. Okay, in-house production materials, system will create a production order. Okay. Now let us we'll go to the right here. Now already I have written the path, right? So first we need to observe the plant parameters. We need to observe the plant parameters. So now you can see carry out overall maintenance of the plant. Carry out overall maintenance of the plant. First step one, carry out overall maintenance of the plant parameter. In real time, okay, first you need to click on copy in real time. Okay, so you need to click on copy. So already the SAP standard SAP, so they will give you all the plant parameters to 000. So in real time, which plant you are doing your MRP settings? So for your new plant, you go to new plant and you click on copy. So all the parameters will be copied from your plant to your new plant. So whenever you are giving click on copy, enter your 000 plant and whichever the plant is there. So for a plant, we have some 2 to 3 plants here. Which plant you want to maintain the plant parameters? This is the particular plant and you need to click on copy. All the plant parameters will be copied to your new plant. But in training system, for where I need to copy? From 1000 plant, I need to copy. 1000 plant, I need to copy. So in 000 plant, you will not find the proper plant parameters. The best way, what you need to take 1000 and whatever the new plant. Okay. So this you need to do, but so I am not creating new plants. So don't require this here. Already plant parameters is there. Simply click on maintain. Okay. For which plant here? 1000 plant, right? So go to 1000 plant and no need to create a new plant. Already 1000 plant parameters is there. You know, just to copy all the plant parameters will be copied. Now you need to okay. So in this, most of the parameters will be, and for 90% configuration steps will be done by the production people as we discussed. Okay. Let us observe what the first one, number ranges. Okay. Why number ranges is required? Okay. So whenever the user runs the MRP, okay. So MRP run, the system automatically clears the plant order. Means which the plant order we are is creating by the system automatically. The plant order is going to convert purchase requisition also automatically, and production order also automatically. So when the system is creating automatic transaction data, so definitely I need to maintain somewhere number ranges. So if you are creating manually, also system is getting the number range, right? So from where exactly the system is getting the number ranges? Previously we have for the particular document type we assigned the number range. From there the system is picking one to one number. So here also, so whenever the user runs the okay, so plant parameters here, so number ranges should be picked one by one. Okay, where you will maintain the number ranges? If I go to number ranges for plant orders or purchase requisition, okay, this is 2 is enough. For reservations, so somewhere already I define number range object. From there the system is picking one by one. Okay, if I go to plant order, okay, so for plant order I assign the number range object. Okay, when the system will run this, when user will run the MRP, so the plant order is created, but where the plant order will pick the number range? From 01 object. So 01 object we assigned. For 01 object assigned, already I maintain the number ranges. So system is going to pick a one by one number range. Okay. So this is what we need to understand. The number ranges is most important. User, like manually, whenever he is creating PR and PO, how the system is generating the PO number in this. Here also, already we define the number range object. Against this number range object, I define the number ranges from to number ranges. But number range object should be assigned. Against this number range object, I maintain from to number ranges. I maintain from to number ranges. From to here. So this is about number ranges. Okay, so already wherever it is maintained, it is maintained. Okay. Next, you can write down MRP controller. What is the MRP controller? So previously we discussed about purchase group here. What is purchase group? Purchase group is a singular group of buyer who is responsible for the procurement activities. And what is sales group? The sales group is responsible for the sales activities. So purchase group is also 3-digit element. Sales group is also employee, is a 3-digit element. The same way for production area, MRP controller. MRP controller means he is employee. Okay. So I am responsible for some XYZ material. You are responsible for the ABC material. Okay. Now, just to go to new entries, against your plan. So who is the MRP controller? What is the name? And which business area we are sent here? So here telephone number to the business area. Okay. So go to new entries, enter your plan, and what is the MRP controller? Mr. Rajesh. You can enter his telephone number and recipient name also you can enter. So MRP controller, but where will enter this MRP controller? Okay. So for that, meanwhile, what I will do, I will go to another session. Okay. I will maintain all the settings. Go to MM01. For MM01 transition code, try to create an industry sector, raw material. Okay. Any one materials. So previously, raw material or semi-finished any material. Go to selection views. So for MMSG integration, we selected the sales views. For MMWM integration, we selected the WM views. So today we will discuss for batch management, we will discuss classification view. So if it is related to MRP, what I need to select? I need to select MRP 1, 2, 3, 4. So who will give you list of materials? The list of materials will be given by your client people. So which materials we are using in MRP? So all the list of materials will be provided by your client. So for those materials, means what are the materials I am using in production? That material must be extended with the MRP 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Go to org levels here, enter the plant, the store location. So your MRP profile also will understand. See, generally, most of the companies, what is the MRP profile they will use? This MRP profile will be created by the production people. So here, manual reorder point planning or automatic reorder point planning. Okay, so I am taking automatic. Manual means VP01, automatic means VM01. So PD01 means MRP. Okay, so MRP profile for PP. Any one MRP profile. Okay, I selected here. But even if you are not selected, also no problem. Directly, you know, basic data, how to fill the basic data means what is the name of the material. Okay, and what is the base unit of measure? PC, right? Enter your base unit of measure. That's a material group. Now purchasing we also basic data purchasing we also come to here. Now you are very new to the MRP one. In MRP one view, please observe here I am giving the MRP control. Here I am giving the MRP control. Okay. So if in backend system, if you create a new MRP controller, so this MRP controller will come here in dropdown. So what is the meaning? This particular Mr. Rajesh MRP controller name and telephone number. So this Mr. Rajesh is responsible for this material. So for which materials who is the MRP controller is responsible? So same like purchase group. So this is the person he is going to control that particular material. A lot of materials and lot of MRP groups will be there. Name of the employee. So it's about MRP controllers. It is a master data for the production people. MRP controller is a master data for the production people. Okay. Now this it is clear, right? Now come to what is special procurements here. The special procurements, so generally what we observed, so whenever you are creating, whenever the user runs the MRP, what we are saying, the system is going to create a plan order. The plan order is in two directions, either purchase requisition or production order, but system will create automatically. Previously we observed automatic PO, the info record automatic. The same way today also, so the plan order will be created automatically. Purchase requisition also will be created by system automatically. User is not creating manually. But some materials, always I will purchase in subcontracting process. Always I am purchasing in consignment process. How system will come to know? In backend system, in plant parameters. Okay. So if you go to special procurement, if I selected special procurement key as a 10, so plant against special procurement key as a 10 means is consignment. So where you will see the special procurement key? So where you will see the special procurement key? Here, if you come to here, in Metal Master, in MRP 2 view of the Metal Master, MRP 2 view, here you can see the special procurement. So this material always I am doing in subcontracting process. Every time I will do subcontracting. So what I need to do, I need to select as a special procurement key as a 20, 30. Subcontracting process is 30. External procurement 20. Which 10 if you selected means if I selected 10. So this material automatically item category. So it is a consignment process. How system will identify the item category as a consignment? You go and select here and go to details button. You can see this item category K. Item category K reference here. So here just you need to assign the special procurement key. The system automatically. So whenever you are creating PR, what you will do? You will go to create a PR, ME51 and transition code. In ME51 and transition code, the user is going to enter the manually item category, right? Manually he will enter the item category. So item category will be entered manually, but in system, this material always okay, it should be consignment process. The system automatically select the item category key. So to select the item category key every time, so this special procurement key 10 where I need to assign? I need to assign to my Metal Master special procurement. So this is about plant parameters here. You understand here the plant parameters. Okay. If I come to system here, is it clear for you? So floats is not required for us. Okay. Number in this MRP comes special procurement, and this is also most important. When you run the MRP backend system, one planning file will be generated. This is also will be taken care of by the production people. The planning file will be generated. So here this client will inform you for every 100 plan orders or every 50 plan orders, one planning file need to be generated. Conversion of the plan order into purchase requisition. Conversion of the plan order into purchase requisition. How many number of plan orders for every 500 plan orders? So suppose I want only every 50 plan orders, you can make it here. So after 50 plan orders, another planning file will be generated. So simply how many number of plan orders? Number of plan orders. To generate a planning file. So this is about okay, conversion and availability dependent requirement. Availability dependent requirement. So this is also most important. Availability dependent requirement. Okay. So your availability dependent requirement means okay. Give me a second now. Okay. So here availability dependent requirement. What is meant by availability dependent requirement? If we can't continue availability dependent requirement. Okay. So for 1000 plant, I'll assign one checking rule here. Availability check. What is my availability check? PP. The PP is the availability checking. This availability check will assign to one checking rule. So whenever we are the user actually creating MRP settings here, this is the checking rule will check the how much stock is there. The materials how much stock is there, it will check here. Whether sufficient stock is there or not. So this checking rule will check here. How it is possible? Because the checking rule I will assign to one availability checking rule here. Okay. So this in SD we observed like checking rule. The same way here in PP also our plant must be assigned to one availability check here. So the system will check and okay, grouping periods is not required. Now come to external procurement here. So now before that, please observe. One-time statistics is not required, grouping credits is not required. Now come to external procurement here. So what is this external procurement here? Okay. So I have come to external procurement. Please observe. Where is my notepad here? Yeah. So here, whenever the system is going to create a plan order, the plan order is going to convert into purchase requisition. The system is going to create a plan order. The plan order is going to create a purchase requisition. So after the purchase requisition is created by the system automatically. So once the purchase requisition is created, these purchase requisition need to convert into purchase. Okay. So here, if I come to front end system, how many number of working days the user has to convert? How much time you are giving lead time? Within 1 day. So when you run the MRP, the system is creating production order. The production order is converted into purchase requisition. So we are giving 1 day time to convert this purchase requisition into purchase order. So this is called purchase process time. Okay. So total how many number of working days? Sir? This only 1 day. So it has to convert to. So you need to select the vendor and which vendor you have to give. So you need to give the order to that vendor here. To convert, actually, who is the buyer group is responsible? Which buyer group is responsible? Any one buyer group, like corporate group here. Okay. So to convert this purchase requisition to purchase order, so which buyer group is involving and what is the leading time? If it is 1 day or 2 days, so once the purchase requisition is created by automatically system, and which buyer group is involving to convert a PR into purchase order. Okay. So, and this is also plan parameters to be maintained. So please recall your outline agreements. In outline agreements, how many types of outline agreements? We have 2: contract and schedule agreement. In schedule agreement, generally what we are giving, so we are giving the delivery schedules. So if info record is maintained, material vendor combination, info record what we are giving, plan delivery time we are giving, right? So whether 2 days or 3 days, the system will automatically takes as the schedule lines. Okay, so this actually practically, if you see, you can understand this schedule lines. So if I selected 3 schedule lines, so you try to create one info record. The info record, if you mention the plan delivery time 2 days or 3 days, okay, this simply you will not understand. If you run the scenario, you will understand. So if you maintain the schedule lines, the system automatically creates a schedule agreement and it will propose the delivery proposal. Okay, so within 2 days you need to dispatch the stock. Within 4 days, whatever the plan delivery time. Okay, this once you run, you will understand here. So this is about where exactly we are for external procurement here. This is the external procurement. Next, rescheduling is not required for us. Rescheduling will be done by the purely, okay, so based on the settings here, whether a firm plan order, production order, okay, this is not required. Rescheduling will be handled by the purely production people. So we are not able to understand here. Planning origin, just now we discussed here. So when you run the MRP, so how many number of plan orders? The same way, how many number of planning origins? So one planning file need to be created. So number of planning origins. Okay. So this is also not required for us. Now come to available stock. What is this available stock? Available stock means what kind of stock I need to consider and what kind of stock I should not consider. Okay. So stock in transfer I need to consider or not. Blocked stock I need to consider or not. Restriction use stock I need to consider or not. See here now, first of all, what is the purpose of the MRP? So in my stores and warehouses, I have a lot of materials. Each and every material, already we have some stocks, some materials, different stock levels required. So when you got the requirement for a particular material, when you run the MRP, user no need to go and no need to open the bag or rack, no need to check manually. Everything should be automatic. Okay. So when everything should be automatic, the system has to give your proposal how much quantity is required. So then here, if I come to available stock, so example, you run the MRP. How the system will check here? Suppose now in stock in transfer, okay. So now the particular material 100 pieces is there in my inventory. You run the MRP, but now presently stock is 80 pieces is there. But reorder plant you maintain 100 pieces here. Example, like material reorder plant, how much you keep here? 100 pieces. But unfortunately, what is the stock of that particular material? Only 80 pieces. When you run the MRP, the system has to propose for 20 pieces. But system will not propose this 20 pieces. Why? In stock in transfer from Bangalore, the material is coming 50 pieces tomorrow. That stock I need to consider not. If I have not selected 20 pieces, it will propose. If it is selected, system will not propose because stock in transfer tomorrow where you are receiving 50 pieces, right? So why should I consider? So means what kind of stock I need to consider or not, it will help. It's about available stock. Yeah. Okay. 5 minutes. Ask him to it. Okay. So this is how we need to understand here. So where exactly this is a available stock. Error handling is not required for us. Okay. Item numbers. What is item numbers means? Total how many number of materials, like at least 10 materials, like 10 line items or 20 line items. So item number will be start with 10. 10 means one only, 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're writing the page like 1, 2, 3, 4, you enter it. So here we are entering 10 to 100 means maximum 10 line items. Next again it will create one more purchase verification. So what is the maximum number of the item numbers? 10 to 100. If you want to 10 to 200, 20 line items. So this is about okay. So line items here, item numbers. And starting posture, this is not required. So this is only plant parameters we observed. Okay, so tomorrow session we'll discuss okay, this MRP group numbering and we'll run the scenarios. This is about today's session. Okay, this is one day you will not able to understand, but once you run the scenario, whatever we discussed today, when you run the scenario, you will understand. Okay, Lakshmi, thank you. Yashashvi is not done. She will go through the record. Thank you.